Next presentation.
Hello, Detective Tam. I want to play a game. Your obsession with catching me has robbed you of your life and the lives of others. You abuse every resource available to you, tearing apart lives in your quest to find the truth. Now we will see if you can overcome your obsession. No doubt you remember the device attached to your jaw.
Good afternoon. I'm Tobin Bell. I have had the opportunity to develop the character of Jigsaw and Billy the Puppet over the course of the last 5 or 6 years. It's been a great opportunity for me, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. I have a 13-year-old at home, and video games are a very large part of our household. It's a continuing conversation about how many hours a week we're going to watch video games. My son is winning. I had a chance 4 or 6 weeks ago to spend 5 or 6 hours with the Konami people and some guys from VoiceWorks in a studio working on the Saw video game. And I have to tell you that for me it was another view into what's been an amazing franchise and a continuing story that all of us work very hard to try to keep smart and edgy and surprising. And I can assure you that some of the amazing aspects of Saw, which I think have captured the imagination of people around the world, have worked their way into this Saw video game. It was for me a lot of fun to do, and I think, as you can see from these pictures, the texture of these films permeate, and the guys who developed this, from Lee Whannell and James Wan, who were the original creators of Saw and who were intimately involved in the development of the Saw video game. These guys came up with some marvelous ideas for it that I think will surprise you all. It's the traps and the tricks and the surprises and the fear and the smartness of some of the Saw web has worked its way into this game and I think become the heart of the game. So I feel very pleased and honored to be asked to continue to voice Jigsaw through Billy the Puppet, who is a scary little guy on his tricycle, who I asked my son what is it about Billy that's so scary, and it's like a clown. Sometimes clowns in the circus can be somewhat frightening to children because Billy on his face does not look that frightening, but beneath the surface, he's diabolical. And there's Lee in Saw 1. Two guys from Australia came here 5-6 years ago with a 10-minute short, and it became the highest grossing horror franchise in the history of film. Really an amazing story. And so it continues to grow. We've just finished Saw 6, and the story is quite surprising and remarkable. So I want to take a minute to thank the Konami people and the Lionsgate people and the people from Twisted Pictures who created Saw and continue to create Saw and continue to work very, very hard to make it special. And yeah. So I want to take this time. Thank you for coming, Mark. To introduce Mark Berg, who is the producer of Saw and who keeps us all on track and has been a real inspiration to everyone who works with Saw. Mark Berg.
I have two microphones. I don't know what I need this one for. Here you go. Take that one. I just really want to thank everybody for coming. I hope you'll enjoy the game. From our point of view, it was we set out to make a little movie for $1 million 7 years ago. And all I really wanted was to get our money back. Never dreaming that Saw would become a worldwide franchise, a roller coaster in the UK at Thorpe Park, and now, thanks to Konami, a video game, which my kids are a hell of a lot more excited about than the movie. They're like, great, Dad, Saw 6, Saw 7, but when's the video game coming out? So, I don't know if anybody has any questions. The game's coming out October, and I'd like to introduce Mr. John Williamson, who's the producer of the video game itself.
Hello, I'm John Williamson. Just as with the Saw films, we don't want to give away all our surprises, but here's a taste of what you will experience in the game. Let's start by taking a closer look at the most famous of Jigsaw's diabolical traps. You will recognize it from the trailer you've just seen, and many of you already know it from the first Saw film. Jigsaw calls it the reverse bear trap. This is the player's first introduction to one of Jigsaw's traps. We thought it was important to capture the same sense of panic that the characters in the film feel. To do this, the player is provided with no clues or instructions to help them deactivate and remove the device. If they can just control their panic, though, all the clues they need are right there on the screen. That's not to say the players won't get any help. Clues will actually be all around you. The game will encourage and reward those who scrutinize their surroundings. Players should leave no stone unturned. Every room and every hallway will hold some clue to survival. Some clues require you to change your perspective and look at the world from a different point of view. Some clues are hidden in dark corners, while others exist in bright rooms. But Jigsaw's brutal traps are not the only challenges that players will face. As players travel through Jigsaw's asylum, they will encounter a variety of smaller tests and puzzles they will need to master in order to continue on their journey. You might need to align a series of circuit breakers, find a missing fuse box part in a sea of needles, or you might have to discover the correct sequence to pick a lock.